A thread by Carlos Osuida. Carlos responds to a tweet from Rich Culotte, who says, "Had a friend from Sierra Leone. He spoke of people getting hacked to death with machetes and watching his mother's house get burned down. It was always really fun when some idiot would try to start whining about the U.S. and how bad it was. He would destroy them, to the point of tears." Carlos responds, "When I lived in San Francisco, I regularly ate at a small restaurant 2 doors down. It was owned by a Burmese immigrant, who was also one of the chefs and waiters. He cooked and served. After Rodney King got beaten, but before the first trial, I was in the restaurant when a San Franciscan started bitching loudly about how this is the worst country in the world for police brutality. There was a crash in the kitchen. The Burmese man came storming out and started yelling, 'Rodney King got beaten, and the whole country is up in arms. Even the president is talking about it. In my country, the police shoot and kill hundreds without repercussion. They mow down crowds. Nobody say or does anything to stop them. I've lost family members, and you dare to say this is the worst country in the world for police brutality?' Silence from the loudmouth lefty. 'No answer? Get out of my restaurant and never come back.' The table of lefties sullenly got up and left. My girlfriend and I applauded. We got nasty stares. See, reality doesn't matter, only the narrative. The fact that this man had experienced police murder simply made everyone angry that he was bursting their balloon. You can't change the minds of fanatical leftists. In the country where I was born, the police extorted and murdered with impunity. They came after us once, and my father killed all 4 of them. He had a Browning automatic rifle that he'd converted into a carbine. He also made 30-round magazines in his workshop. The cops pulled us over, and when they came over to the car, my father opened fire. He killed the 2 on the driver's side, and then he got out and killed the 2 running away. It took about 4 seconds. We were out on a desolate road with no traffic. My father got back into the car, changed magazines on his rifle, and put it back in the holster he'd built in the front seat. In those days, cars had bench seats, so nobody expected a rifle in a leather-lined slot. Nothing ever happened, so either they never knew who did it or my father used his connections to get the cops to back off. From what I was able to gather, they'd been after him for a while. I think the plan was to kidnap his children. Everyone was terrified of the cops, so they had gotten complacent. These 4 men didn't have their weapons out. They clearly didn't expect my father to put up any kind of fight, but he was an experienced veteran of the Korean War. Decades later, an American company duplicated the rifle my father built. They called it the Heavy Counter-Assault Rifle, HCAR. It's been out of stock since it was introduced. Someone's buying it up. My father's version was fully automatic. He killed the 4 cops with 4 bursts. Since violence was so commonplace, none of us in the car even screamed or anything. As we were driving home, all my father said was, "Those were cops, dirty cops. They had it coming." Too many Americans don't appreciate how good we have it here. Burning down cities over actions of 4 cops isn't making your voice heard. It's just self-indulgence that's going to make everything worse for black people. Minneapolis says it's going to abolish the police, and in every blue state, the cops will stop policing black neighborhoods. Gang units will be disbanded. Watch the black homicide rate go through the roof. The homicide rate for everyone else will keep dropping. The only safe place for American blacks will be in red states. They can thank white leftists for the coming bloodbath. And all the white leftists will move out after enabling the bloodbath. There won't be anything Donald Trump can do to stop it. The thing about leftists is that the worse things get, they always say it's because we aren't leftist enough. Leftism is in a death spiral. It has to happen. Unfortunately, lots of innocent people will pay the price.